Praxis and Maven make it back to New Delhi. How long was that drive, did we say? We did actually calculate.
9
hours? It was a few hours, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was 4 or 9, but it was a lot.
Yeah, it was several hours.
Yeah. I took a couple of sick days to account for it.
So, with that, arriving back in New Delhi sometime later, did you guys happen to stop on the way, or was it just a straight drive?
I recall Praxis stopped to pick up some drugs as a alibi or something.
I wasn't.
Pharmaceuticals, not.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that was
just
before.
before, okay.
On the way there.
And then it was going back and parking a little bit further away from where the bot hole's located, that kind of apartment block, so that we could scope it out before going inside, just make sure that nobody's got eyes on the building.
Give me perception for that, but before you do that, because this is important, was the drive back straight or not?
Maven would have no reason to tell him to stop. So unless...
Yes, it's probably straight through. It's
all right. So
I mean,
whether or not demons are actually affected by fatigue is another matter, but your covers are definitely still affected by fatigue.
Of course. Do I have a modifier on that perception?
See, here's the thing. What is the... I will...
There's a rule somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely a rule. My thought here is depending on what that rule is, I might give you a bit of a break, as it were, on the penalty. The reason for that is because part of fatigue is mental.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the demon itself would experience the mental part of it, but the physical part, the lethargy, the body not wanting to move, wanting to rest, would still affect the demon. So, while I don't think the penalty will be nearly as bad, I do believe there is a penalty still. Let me just...
I've got pretty healthy dice, so should be okay.
It's in the damage section, isn't it? Of probably like the core book, if I had to guess. Let's see here. Violence. No, we're not talking about violence. Vehicles. That is not... I honestly thought it would be there.
You would think.
Let us just go with a -2 rather than a -4 right now.
Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. Alright, so as you kind of scope out the area, you don't find anything. You don't see, at least nobody in you near where the vicinity of your bolt hole would be. Now, you can't be certain that Maven's cover's place isn't just absolutely swarming, but your location seems to be okay.
So with that, I will head into the bolt hole as quickly as possible with Maven.
Okay.
Upon
not sure
arriving,
what we'll be doing in the bolt hole, but I'll go in.
And
kind of just puts a pause on everything.
formulates said plan 2 that we already discussed.
Oh yes. Figure out. Okay, well, obviously, I need a new cover. I know of a few ways to get one. Quick and dirty. High risk, high reward. I prefer not to take too many risks for obvious reasons, as gestures to his current cover. But, I mean, desperate times, desperate measures, and all that.
Given the situation, I can possibly search for something riskier.
I think we could probably split our attention if the extremely high risk one, I mean, would come with a complete cover and a job, probably where it needs to be anyway. If an angel, or if it sends a new angel to go investigate, that would be perfect for, just being set up. Otherwise, I need to build one from scratch and try and figure out a way to get it back into Deva Corp somehow. This one took a lot of work as it was. Though I'm hesitant to lose it, it still has its uses. It's useless currently for what needs to be done.
I think we begin searching.
And with that being put into motion, we're going to move over to Kant. So, it was an exploit or an embed that you were attempting to use?
It is an exploit.
All right. Are you spending the point of willpower to prevent it from breaching cover?
We probably should. I already just breached cover by acknowledging what he said, so we'll spend my resources. They exist to be spent.
Mm-hmm. And before you even make the roll, it will end up being a failure.
Damn, this really do be I suspected as much.
I debated on whether or not it would have been a straight dramatic failure. I erred on just the failure. Are there any consequences for a failure?
Demon can, because it's like an extended action technically.
Mm-hmm.
It's the demon can either abandon the attempt or accept a condition as described on page 313. Sorry. So I'm pretty sure that just takes me to extended actions. Yeah, it does.
So, I'm assuming you will just quote-unquote abandon as soon as you realize that it's not gonna
If it
work.
fails instantly, then yeah, it was a long shot, but I think we know enough about how myself works that if it failed instantly, this is probably not a typical case. But if it fails, if I recall correctly, the conversation was basically ending and I was taking my leave. So if it fails, then I'm not going to draw any attention to it and go about the previous direction.
Would there be any more communication between on the community board? I'm asking Maven and Praxis here to let Kant know, since Kant's in this weird time paradox where he's constantly going to the same location every day to work on this statue. So we can kind of fudge it for now and just say things line up.
That one's your call, Maven.
I would probably post something to let them know that I am not completely burnt out, just a little singed. Working on some sunscreen.
Okay, note to self: don't associate with him until he fixes. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if he's working on it, he's working on it. I don't really have a cover, a useful cover that I can just hand him. I mean, technically I do, but I want my secondary cover, and it's not useful for Deva Corp, so...
Yeah, same. I have a couple of points I've been building up, but again, it's not for Deva Corp.
Has there been any communication / progress with, the company? They told us not to come in for a day or two or whatever it was, but I mean, what's the situation there?
Well, this was all... I believe that information was given to you on the day that Praxis and Maven first took off, so to speak, as it were.
Yeah.
So it would be the next day.
So go to work.
Well, no, this would be the day of not going to work.
Oh, then don't do that.
However, unless Kant decides to go meet up with you, there's not much else that can be done today, so...
I mean, I could, go figure out just how bad he, to put it very politely, screwed up. But, like... But I mean, I could, but I don't know if that's just like the same filler content that that the other two already just did. So like,
fair enough. I will just turn it back over to Maven and Praxis. Is there anything else that you wish to discuss?
If there's nothing to discuss, I'd like to go out and try and start tracking down any potential leads on an angel.
Okay. This is definitely a... intelligence plus investigation. There's just no other way to spin it.
And I've got a specialty in God Machine. Does that apply?
Yes.
Three successes.
Unlike Maven, who essentially tapped into the machine and, was able to do it through supernatural means, you are also... There's all the telltale signs of angelic presences. However, it is certainly one of those things. The further you get away from Deva Corp, the less there are. Everything, all the presences that you could expect, if there are angels in this city, they are directly tied to Deva Corp for whatever reason, though those reasons seem to be relatively obvious. However, this would still be the day that the building is closed.
Mm-hmm.
How... Obviously, with that information, that would bring you in somewhat close proximity to the building, so I would also require a dexterity plus stealth at this time.
Oh, he can't even be near the building.
They did say, like, don't come within, like, 5 blocks or you're fired.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's right. Sucks for the people that live less than 5 blocks. I remember that.
You remember saying that joke. Okay. I am just gonna have to create a new character because I do not want to erase that one.
Ooh, important.
Yes, it is. Wits plus composure. See if they remain good at their jobs.
Their dice pool of 30 or whatever. No, they don't.
Despite literally the 5 blocks around it being crawling with Blackfire security, you are able to remain somewhat undetected. I would also state, since you are within this area, not only is this place crawling with Blackfire security on foot, there is a convoy. We're talking military vehicles, all surrounding what appears to be almost a bank transport. Those heavily armored vehicles.
Armored truck for cash. Yeah.
Yeah.
All this, there's no bank logo on it. It just has Blackfire's logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
As they pull into the loading bays of the main Deva HQ.
Okay. I don't think I want to go. I'm not going in on my own. But remembering how many of these like security vans I saw, however many details. Oh, I've got a Desic memory. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Observe from a distance, consign it all to memory, relay it later.
One of the other bits and pieces of information that you would notice is any police that you would expect to be out on the roads aren't there.
Okay.
It seems like whatever Blackfire has done to this area, they are the only security force in the area. Otherwise, you wouldn't normally be able to see military vehicles on public roads. So whatever's going on, the police are either complicit in it or somehow painfully ignorant of it.
Okay, so now, and is that, recalling that, is that a normal feature or is that just today?
That's just today.
Okay.
You've seen police go to and fro, answer, deal with calls in the area. Heck, you've even had police show up even at your short time at Deva Corp. You've had police show up there. And you've seen Blackfire hand off people to the police. It's just apparently this one particular bit, whatever was in that van, was deemed...
There was just the one van?
One heavily armored van, yes.
Okay. So, moving something in or moving something out. Is there anything I can do to check, sort of, essentially run probabilities? Is it more likely something's being brought in, or are they moving something out of there?
I believe you were aware that they were attempting to transport something from Brazil to here.
Okay, so something's being brought in by Blackfire. Okay.
Things
With
line
that
up.
in mind,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I was going to say, with that in mind, I will. Yeah, I'm going to make my departure as soon as there is a sort of lull and things are clear.
Without anything else, the day ends. The next day, Praxis and Kant show up to work. I'm assuming Maven does not.
That's a fair assumption, yes. He is laying low. He's still out and about, trying to work on a secondary cover. That way he can at least put this one into hiding.
Praxis, literally one of the very first things you get across your desk is a letter of termination. Before.
Yes, what was her name? Alia.
Yeah,
Alia Kapil.
Yep. Basically stating that Deva Corp is no longer in need of her services. And also attached to it are a couple other Blackfire documents basically stating that if she appears on the premises or anywhere near, she is to be reported immediately, and that they are to handle her directly, no police.
So I will post something on that message board. Obviously, it's somewhat clandestine, but let Maven know that that identity is fully burned.
Well, Kant, you wouldn't get that paperwork, but you would certainly be notified of the situation. Basically, hey, if you see this individual, report it to Blackfire, and they will handle it.
This instills me with so little confidence about associating. Paranoia going up.
That being said, what would the two of you like to do throughout your workday? Maven, in the interim, if you could go ahead and give me a dice roll for how you are doing on your deal making.
When you say that, are you asking, like, how am I going about it to determine the dice pool? Or...
Yes.
Okay. Probably, let's see. That's a good question.
I
As I recall...
I will also state this. It's been a while since you've done anything cover related. If this is any sort of... It's been a while since you have done anything that your cover would normally do. So I would definitely recommend, to prevent further destruction of your cover, looking at the short list of attributes that I have given your cover, that we discussed, and that might entail how you want to go about it before you make your decision.
Attribute. What were those again? Were those the DMs way back when?
Yes.
I gotta go way back when. How far back was that? I didn't write those down.
You didn't,
Okay.
right?
I think I'm near them. Well, I remember a couple of things. But I remember she was very, oh, wait, there they are. Lovely, freedom, quirks, extensive education, okay. But interest, lovers, how am I supposed to be using these? A street prostitute? Is that me?
Anyways, moving on. Praxis and Kant, is there anything specific you would want to do?
Or no, go ahead.
Oh.
Praxis.
I would. Oh, yeah. I would like to. During lunch hour break or whatever, I would like to go to the local. I'd like to go to the local police station.
Ooh. Let's see where that would be. As opposed to where... Right, and then let's cross-reference with... Sorry, I'm having to cross-reference a couple of maps here. This is very close.
Don't worry.
Very close to the river. Ooh, okay. The nearest police station is actually quite a distance away. I'm not entirely sure you could get there in 30 minutes. Why
That's fine then.
Why are they so far away? Yeah, they're on the other side of the river, probably roughly about, I would want to say 20 to 30 minutes.
In that case, I'll go later.
Yeah.
Kant. I'll defer to Kant.
I mean, I was gonna try to hunt down whatever saw me at that meeting. I don't know how I'm gonna go about doing this, but something is aware of me, and I'm gonna go find it.
Well, give me an idea of what you're doing.
Well, all right. So let me do some theory crafting out loud, right? So that meeting was basically all of the, like, you know, everyone anywhere near high up in the company, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't just like wander onto other floors. But yeah, but shit. Do I have anything that's gonna really help me here? I mean, I can... Would that work? Hold on, let me pull up the... I want to read it in bed.
You have authorized, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to burn my cover, mister.
Yes, there's a lot of security here. Just because Kant can get access doesn't mean that the cover.
Yeah, so, okay. I might just go really broad, right? So, special someone, right? The embed.
Okay.
I can find a person that fits a criteria I set out. You know, it can't be too specific. Like, you know, you can't look for a specific person by name, but you can look for like someone by virtue or vice or occupation or whatever.
Okay.
Or active condition. More context-dependent criteria are also permissible. So, can I just say I want to find an angel? Because that's who I'm pretty sure saw me. And I want to determine if they, like, react to me being near them.
I feel like using a power directly on an angel is definitely going to invoke.
Well, I'm not doing
It's-
it on them. Just
It's
kind
more
of
of like
code.
like luck manipulation, really, isn't it? Like stacking the odds in your favor. You're more likely to meet what you're looking for.
I don't know. Because it also specifies the methods for finding this person are available to demons as well as angels by means of this embed. So that also kind of makes it a little riskier. But I'm not sure what other way. I mean, I could just do normal investigating, right?
Yeah, you can.
Actually, I know what I can. I can use a thing that nobody has probably even remembered exists. I don't even remember what it's called either. That's the best part. But I know what it is.
What does it do?
It's your condition for like your template. Like your,
Okay, I'm going to state this. That is perfectly fine if you wish to use this. However, you will immediately reveal what you are to the players. Now, for those watching, everybody here made their characters in secret. This was done deliberately. So, nobody knows each other's, they don't know their agenda or their, whatchamacallit.
Origin? No.
That's not what it's called.
Right. But I know what you're talking
agenda
about.
or like
Incarnation?
Incarnation.
Yeah, or,
It's right there on the character sheet.
Yep.
I don't look at the character sheet. Yeah. So no, I've got enough tools. I can deal with an angel. We'll be fine. I'm gonna use special summon and find him.
Okay. I just wanted to.
Pretty sure.
You perfectly.
Pretty sure another dead man said that.
So, give me that roll for special summon.
Sure. It is a wit's empathy. And I realize this dice pool's actually not great, but we're winging it.
One success. Now, it doesn't happen immediately, correct? Not all the time, at least.
No, it's not like they just like appear in front of me, but I set out to find them and I find them essentially. Whatever that time frame may be. It doesn't really specify.
Okay. All right. Here goes nothing.
This is gonna be interesting.
I mean, I have other tools, right? I also have I can use interference, right? Like, so if my cover does poof away, I can like throw them off a little bit, right? I can without a trace away.
Without the only place you would be able to encounter this individual during a workday would be taking lunch on the, viewing decks. The open to the public area.
The 60th floor, as I recall?
Yep. 60th floor is where you end up taking your lunch. And a person wearing a tweed jacket bumps into you pretty hard. They drop several papers on the ground. They begin to apologize quite profusely as they start trying to gather up their papers. They're adjusting their glasses on their face. Very thick lenses. You can tell this person's probably without their glasses about blind.
Do they look like employee? Do I see do they got like a what do we have like lanyards, don't we?
Yeah. Or something to that effect.
I don't remember. You tried to hack one. What was it?
What was it?
They were
It was
cards.
a key card, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a key card, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily mean... Okay, never mind.
They can be on a lanyard, but they can also be in a pocket. They can, several different ways you can keep those.
You'd think with all the security buffs, they'd require everything to be visible.
If this person has one, you can't see it.
Okay, well, I mean, they apologize. We'll be the good person. Well, it's all right. Don't worry too much about it. These things happen. Have they dropped a significant amount of papers or?
Oh yeah.
Read.
What are the papers? Are these like I don't know, like just blank printer papers? Are these extensive like redacted reports? I don't know.
Single spaced date time logs. Date time log for yet da 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 da. Date time log for yet da 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 da. And as for how many they're carrying, probably hundreds. The ones that they dropped, there's probably 20, 25 of them on the floor. So it's a sizable, they're carrying something that's like this big.
I was gonna say, maybe get a folder for those, but it looks like you got too many. Maybe many folders. A binder, perhaps. Are they hole punched?
No, they are not.
Damn.
Are you just going to let them pick up all these papers?
I mean, does it look like they are struggling to pick up the papers?
There's 25 pieces of paper on a very busy floor. Yes, they're struggling, trying to keep people from not stepping on them.
Okay, well then, I will attempt to give the man some space. I'm gonna kind of stand in front of the papers. Trying to stop people from stepping on them. Give the man some space. He just dropped the papers. He dropped his reports. Come on, stop being rude, people.
You get very odd looks because as you're on the public floor, a lot of these people have no idea that people who work here, exist.
I don't care. Humans are stupid, and I'm going to prove this by watching them be strange about letting someone pick up papers. This reinforces my philosophy.
After a few minutes, the person collects all their papers and goes, thank you for doing that. I've completely lost my train. I've completely forgotten what I was doing. And he stands there, very, very confused as he holds his papers. There's a little bit of sweat trickling down his head. Apparently that was far more of a workout than it might be led on to be believed.
So I will ask the over the table question of, do I have any indication that my embed pinged or has succeeded, or because it doesn't specify, so this is up to you whether I go into this knowing that, suspecting this is the person I'm looking for, or this just might be a chance encounter and I treat it as such.
What was the ruling last time? Because this is not the first time.
I used it before and I failed it. Or no, I used it before and I think I just didn't find them. Because we didn't want to do that part yet.
Didn't you use it and find somebody from Chiron?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did use that. So yeah, this is the third time I used it and it just pinged all the people, I guess, wasn't it? Because I remember there was a list of third-party companies that I had to go harass Chiron because it'd be funny.
Yes. I don't think I stated that that Chiron person was the person we just kind of assumed it was. So there's your answer.
So okay, that doesn't really answer it, but got it. Okay. So, I mean, if I am going off the other ruling, then I would know, wouldn't I?
You'd probably have a fair idea, knowing that you've activated the ability and are looking for something.
Yeah.
You'd probably have an eye out for strange encounters.
Fair enough. Okay, well then we're going to be very careful here. Well, actually, I have good memory. Was this guy at the board meeting?
Yes, he was very much kind of standing in the back. Not like way in the back, but you didn't really pay too much attention to them. They stayed out of the way. They didn't ask any questions.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna stalk him. I will attempt to let him go his way now, but I'm going to keep my eye on him until he enters a floor that I'm not allowed to.
Oh, well, thank you for stopping people from stepping on these. Since I've completely forgotten what I was doing, I will just, well, have a wonderful day. I didn't catch your name. If you had said it, I apologize.
No concern. A busy day. You look like a busy man. A lot to do. Best to get that train of thought back on track. Company's real busy these days.
Nods and immediately head straight for the elevator, carrying their large amount of papers. They're not like carrying it, you know, as if you would expect like an uncouth intern. They are carrying it, you know, in a professional manner. If they wouldn't have bumped into you, they wouldn't have dropped it.
Okay. That... Alright, how do I... I am going to, I think, try to, get out of his line of sight, or get out of the line of sight of as many people as I can, even if it's just like a quick walk into the bathroom kind of deal. And then switch covers and try to get on the same elevator as him.
Switching to what? Oh.
It's the other one, so it's not the same face. He doesn't recognize me. This cover kind of sucks, and that's actually very dangerous, standing next to an angel. Let's see if I care. I'm committed to bad ideas today.
Today?
I've been very careful so far in this campaign. I'm getting bored.
Hold on, where's my Everybody's Gonna Die music?
Praxis, anything that you would like to do during lunch?
Very messy, stay away from Kant.
Since you deferred to Kant, let's...
Yeah, okay, I want a bit of a back and forth of Bit of a back and forth with Maven. And
This would not be during lunch, I don't think.
No. It's just a message thing of. Again, it's that kind of like clandestine coded wording of, can we, or can you provide a distraction? You're wanted by Blackfire.
Provide a distraction.
Or should the possibility, if you were to be taken in, are you given the means of escape?
Well, I'll message back, also in code, but I'm not going to talk in code because that's just too hard.
No, that's why I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, I have confidence in my escape skills when necessary. You kind of saw that. The issue I have, if I let them take me, they'll likely just take me right back to where we were before. Because that's where they took me from my house, or my apartment, way out there. They didn't take me to the Deva site, they took me to their own military base.
Right, yeah.
I fear that's the same thing that's going to happen.
I was thinking you could potentially get a look in on what's going on and what was being brought in from Brazil.
That moment when you've actually created an enemy that needs to be treaded lightly around, and everybody's like, "How do I deal with this guy?"
I don't have my key card, and it would be, deactivated anyway, I'm sure. I might be able. I have the stash that I got.
Oh wait,
don't?
unless it was with you when you teleported that first time. Because if it was in your apartment, they would have.
It was. When I used. What did I use? 4 minutes ago, I took most of them with me. I left the one in the.
Okay, and then that's fine. Yeah.
Then as I was out, I hid them somewhere before they grabbed me.
Okay. Then yeah, you're fine on that then.
Yeah. So I have a stash. I don't have a computer. Trying to figure out, if I can make myself a new card and get in.
You are a computer.
Well, yes, but you know what? There's a thought. Okay, I'm gonna do a thing. I have a goal.
Ooh, okay.
So, Maven's current goal, aside from, finding cover, is to reprogram one of those cards to, work, access as many floors as possible.
Okay.
And I have a way of doing it covertly.
And how is that?
So, I have my own bolt hole. It's, it's not exactly in this reality, right? So there's no way it can ping where it is.
True. However, you also do remember that the last time that you failed to hack one of these things, it also fried what it was connected to.
True, but I also remember successfully hacking one once, and with eidetic memory, I can do that again, the exact same way, correct?
Still would require a roll.
Okay, that's fine. Or then I'll go steal someone's laptop then.
Well, you can also hook yourself directly up to it. Because that's what you did the last time when you succeeded.
Yeah. but then there's the risk of it failing and frying, right?
Yep.
So to catch 22 there.
Your decision.
How? Okay, here's a question. How much like a computer is a demon's brain? As in, like, operating system wise.
It's a quantum computer.
Okay. Can it do the same
Windows
thing?
10.
Can it do the same things a normal computer can?
Theoretically, yes.
Okay. Can I make... Oh, what's the word? Crap, I forgot the term. But basically...
A virtual machine?
Yes, that's the word. A virtual machine.
Well, I'm just going to
computer
say...
inside of a computer.
Technically, yes, you would be able to create a subroutine, to do that, so on and so forth.
That way, even if it does fail, it won't fry the rest of me. Just...
You'll still take damage, but yeah.
Okay. I will do that in my pocket space.
Give me that roll.
It's going to be intelligence, computer, with a specialty in hacking. Hey, look at that! 6 successes.
Okay, so... Now, from what you can tell, this should access every floor. However, you also know that these things have security in place, and you can't necessarily disconnect it from the network. So, it is very much... You only really get one shot at this because as soon as this gets on the network and they see it, they are going to fry it. However, it will work.
Okay.
So but it's got to be quick, whatever you do with it.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to surf floors with it.
I have a one-time use get anywhere in the building card.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Demon the Descent, Frayed Wires, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does one do if the slaver is the key to one's survival?